Good day, everybody. I want to do a quick video on composting and the importance of composting especially if you're a small gardener, if you have raised beds, just have one small plot in which you constantly, plant vegetables every year in, and you will need to amend it each time you do your fall garden or your summer garden. You need to amend it in between those times. So it's important to, compost if you're going to do that, and it's very easy to do it. I had this barrel here, and I put all my, when I rake up leaves, cut grass and have grass clippings in it, or if I have, just leftover greenery from cooking, eggshells, coffee grinds, anything you can think of, that you can put in your compost, it's 9 times out of 10 is going to be good once I break down. And this right here, I started out with a tumbler. The thing about the tumblers, making your own tumbler or buying a tumbler, is you can't really put too much compost in there, because once it get heavy very fast, it's hard to spin it and turn it. So what I decided to do is just set it on these blocks here, and I to keep the ants from getting in it, and I just started adding compost in the top of it. I just cut this little circle top out of it, and then I just started dumping my stuff in there, and I had a pitchfork, and I would just kind of stir it up a little bit as I added compost to it. So that's just how I kept it stirred. Very rich, and I got a little greenery growing in there that I got to pull out of there, but it is a very rich compost, and I've already gotten some out of there. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant a few broccoli plants. Again, it's important to compost. It's very easy to compost. You want to have at least 2 compost bins, because at some point you got to stop composting and let everything break down, because you can't keep adding to it. At some point you're gonna have to let it alone. And I did do that with this. I hadn't really added anything to it. I got another one of these barrels, and I'm gonna start me another one that I can put stuff in. It's a little cleaner way to compost. You can put it on the ground, or buy the little bins you put on the ground, and just put all your compost in there. That'll work fine. The only problem I've seen with that is that sometimes you can get ants, get in your compost, and you have to, which is not a problem. You can just, put a little, insect killer down on it, and it'll be fine. I just want to show you all, how I mix it into my dirt, and then we're gonna let those little broccoli plants sit for a little while, and then we're gonna come back, and hopefully we'll see the results of that compost, and they should get a lot of growth. It's just, like I said, it's nothing like organic composting. It's easy to do. Once you start composting, it becomes like an addiction, and you're never going to want to waste it, throw anything in the trash again. You're going to always want to save it. The compost you buy at the store is not going to be as potent as the compost you can make at home, because that compost that's in the store has just been, it's just basically, wood chips and grinded up wood trimmings, and bark and sawdust, and they add a little bit of sand to it. It's a good compost, but it's nothing like that compost that you grow at home or make at home. It's just a good natural way to grow your food. So anyway, I'm gonna take some of this and put it in my wheelbarrow, and we're gonna get started, and I'm gonna show you how I mix it in the soil. Nice and rich. All right, so that should be enough for what we're gonna do this afternoon. And I got quite a bit of this. It doesn't take much to get quite a bit of compost. Like I say, you're only gonna really be using it to amend your soil, so it can go a long way. But we're gonna plant two of our broccoli plants right here. What I've learned to do is just put a little dimple in the soil. Push the dirt up to the side, the native soil, and because you want your organic compost, that rich compost, you want it to be right around the root system of your vegetable plant, because you want it to grow right in that location. You want your roots, because most vegetable plants, like the broccoli we're going to plant today, they don't have a very, very in-depth root system. So you just want to, amend the soil right around where those roots are going to be growing, so they can grow into that composted mixture that you're mixing into your native soil, so they can get the most benefit from it. I have made mistakes and dug a big hole and then dump my compost in that hole, and then most of your compost is way at the bottom, and and the plant doesn't really get as much benefit from it. You want to really focus on those little feeder roots that grow out to the side. So I like to try to keep my compost kind of on the surface of the ground. Put it inside that little bitty dimple, or that little crater. We're gonna just take that little soil, a native soil, and kind of fold it over and just gently massage it in. Just be real gentle. Just take your time. Take my time. Keep it right on the surface of the ground. And once we, massage it in, you won't be able to tell the native soil from the composted soil. It kind of blends on in. I got a large enough garden that I can, actually plant my vegetables in a new location, but it just was more convenient for me to plant them in this soft up spot right here because I didn't have time to bring my tractor in here and plow up a new section. I will turn over the rest of my garden later. Another thing, by adding a rich compost into your soil, it will get you to get a lot of growth real fast before the weather gets cold, because you want to get as much growth out of your winter vegetables as you can. And it probably won't start getting cold here until another couple of months. So now that I got it like mixed into the soil, I kind of flattened it back out. Then I put my little dimple in for my plant. So now that compost is right in that area right there. So we're gonna get one of our plants out of here. And what we're gonna do is just plant it right down in there, right the level of the soil that it's in. Just gently push that composted soil right up against it. So when that root system comes out of there, it'll go right into that amended soil. And then what I do is come back and I kind of form a little bit of a swell around it. So we should get a lot of good growth out of this plant in a quick amount of time. And we'll come back and take a look at them in a few months and see how they're looking. And you can do the same thing with your summer vegetables. Do the same process, work the same way. And broccoli gives you so much, it'll, after it puts that big head out, it'll start forming all those little side shoots. And in order to have a good side shoot year, it needs to, have some good soil that it's growing in. So that's why it's so good to compost, do your own compost. And once you try it and you see the benefits from it, you'll be addicted and you won't stop. All right, so there we have it. We're gonna keep on planting and do as much as we can before it gets dark. Okay, so we got these plants, and we also got a few other little broccoli plants growing along in here. And once we get done, like I said, we will give you a little update on how everything is going. And so we'll be back. All right, y'all, I want to give a quick update on the broccoli. We planted this broccoli at the end of September. So today is, I want to say October the 21st. So, man, about 3 weeks later. So we got a lot of growth in that amount of time. And I think a lot of that is due to the compost. Now, we should reap even more benefit from it as those roots reach out into the soil. And we're going to get out here and cultivate it a little bit. But I'm really happy with how they're looking so far. So just want to give you a quick shot of that. And we'll come back for one more update. And I'll be right back with you. All right, y'all. Today is November the 17th. So man, everything is looking great. Now, this broccoli has come a long way. Now, we did do a little bit of liquid fertilizer early on to get these broccoli plants, established. But once they got established, that compost has really helped them, advance and be real healthy. That's why they get that real pretty, nice blue tint to them. That lets you know they're healthy. They're getting plenty of nitrogen and plenty of minerals. So that's, all due to that compost. And as well as my other stuff, I planted these little greens here and I put the compost around them. And they have come a long way. They were just little seedlings when I first planted broccoli. So, and then my lettuce back there, I put compost around everything that I planted this year. So But anyway, I hope you will see the benefits of composting. It's important to put back, in your soil, especially if you have a small area that you plant all the time, or raised beds that you plant in all the time. It's important every time you finish with a growing season and you start planting something new in that same location, the same spot that you compost and add back to your soil. So, but anyway, I hope this video helped you, and give it a thumbs up if you can, and subscribe if you can. Thanks for watching.